Alright. So I can't sleep, so I decided to start building something. But I don't know. I thought maybe a graveyard or maybe the entrance to a witch's house or something. So I'm just doing this thing. So I saw some other people things when I was looking at different ideas, and they do like kind of like a cobblestone looking thing or whatever. Or not cobblestone, but like slate looking stack. So I'm just taking one of these and I'll score it. Okay. Then after I sometimes I'll just kind of rough it up a little bit. I think it's called XPS foam. This is what I'm using, and I peel off. Let's see if I can still like. So there's paper on both sides. Just peel off one side, or you can even peel off both. And then you got this great foam that's not messy, and you can shape into stuff. Again, I'm fucking really new to this. Like, not wargaming as far as like the Lord of the Rings game. I used to play it all the time. All the fucking time. I haven't played in a while. Probably have to read the rule book. I'll do that tomorrow. I already have the pages marked to reread. And then hopefully get that game board done so I can start playing. I have one friend that's interested in playing, and nobody else. So I might need to try and find people to play with on this game. So then just do little scores, and then you see, this isn't a how-to video anyway, so, but this is helping me a lot. 17 years of doing heroin, with maybe a total of, okay, in those 17 years, if you were to add up all the time I was clean, or couldn't pick up, it would probably be a year. Which is not good, especially if I start thinking about the amount of money. But this is helping me a lot. So I want all these kind of rough anyways. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of like rough kind of cutting looking shit. I don't want it perfectly straight, if that wasn't obvious. This is not that kind of building. I'm thinking Witch's Hut. I think Witch's Hut would be kind of cool. Or, you know, a cemetery looked like a mortuary or something would be kind of cool. I don't know. I like being able to create shit. I cut that too small. That's for something else. That's too small too. Yeah. Got my dollar store active blade. Works fine. They just dull really quick. But I got other blades too today. You know, we're gonna have to cut that from another piece. Where is that? Okay. So we're just gonna do slightly bigger. Let's see. Yeah, I spent so many years just picking up to the point where it was like the minute that clock hit 7 o'clock, because that's when the Mexican opened, who was my main connect for like 9 fucking years. When I first quit, whenever the clock would kind of hit 7 o'clock, it would kind of be like, oh shit, you know. It definitely would give you the urges. Luckily, I don't have that problem anymore. I don't even look at the fucking time in the morning, which is nice because I spent years and years just checking that time, waiting for him to open. And it was just a miserable existence. I fucking hated it, but I kept doing it. Not because it got me high or helped with pain, but because I didn't want to be sick. And yeah, so I spent the first, let's say, 5 months miserable, completely miserable. I still have a problem with the kind of with my seizure medication. It's like really weird to describe. It's not like it's kind of like a depression, but it's almost like just dead inside. It's not like you're really sad. It's just like you don't even like oh, tomorrow's a day. You know, like it's no like oh, I can't wait to do this or that or that. There's no ambition in life. It's really sucky. I wonder if we should do that. If we do that, and then we can do, I was thinking maybe doing that. Yeah, obviously, so it fits so like that. And then, like, put it on top. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like that look. No. Okay. Let's get this retaining wall done. Probably all I'm gonna do tonight is this wall. Since it's not exactly. Damn, Butterfingers. Okay. Especially because I have no clue what I'm gonna make yet. I just thought this was a cool looking wall design, so I figured, hey, let's see if I can make something similar to how these guys are doing it. And voila, now I'm working on this. You need to get one of them wireless hot glue guns. It looked good when it's covered. I think it might look like shit. You might like that shit, to be honest. Alright. Now, originally these were going to be for covering the castle, but I'm going to make new ones, so it's whatever. And these are already here, so it makes it easier. What do you think about you? What do you think about me? Oops. There you go. I'm trying to do this with glue. Yeah, let's do like that. Okay. I mean, that's not horrible. I'm no master, that's for sure. Brand new newbie, but I would like to keep doing this. I think it will help me. You know, the problem is I spent so many years doing fucking nothing that it's taking a little bit of time for me to start being motivated to do shit. What do you think, that high? Probably 4 high. Let's see what 4 high looks like. Yeah, I'll show you guys. Alright. Yeah, it is a weird adjustment to start doing stuff again. Yeah, I'll do 4 high. Yeah, this camera's horrible. You paint my nails small. Oh, I installed this. It's fucking awesome. Playing sound shit. What the fuck happened here? Get there. Alright. Let's knock this shit out, man. Let's get this shit done. Got 4. Ow. Yeah, if you don't have the hot glue burns, got them hot glue burns. Alright. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I'm not hating it so far, so that's good. Let's see. But, I had tried methadone, you know, rehabs, all that shit. Rehabs don't work for me at all. It's like therapists. You know, I'm just gonna end up getting an argument about them, about why don't want to take SSRIs or SNRIs, and blah blah. Which I really just got a short temper that I worked on, but the problem is that Lamotrigine, my anticonvulsant, my seizure medication or whatever, shit sucks, bro. It just sucks. Like, I have to choose between being a mental case, as far as like, you get the shortest temper with everything, or I can take half of what I'm supposed to take and not have as much side effects, but I have seizure again. I had a really bad seizure the other night. So I was it's kind of a short story, but so I woke up in the morning and I was facing the opposite direction of my bed. I was at the foot of the bed. Everything on my end table was kicked off. My blanket and pillows were on the ground. Well, one of my pillows, my blanket were on the ground. And my body was fucking aching. I've been having a lot of body pain lately. And I don't know if it's from the seizures, but because I'm only taking half my medication now, I kind of worry sometimes. So I'm gonna have a seizure, especially like when I get deja vu. That shit always freaks me the fuck out because I'm worried I'm about to have a seizure. Because a lot of times that's what happens to me. Is usually I get deja vu, and then some cases I get like really like hot, like I'll have a seizure and then I'll just be drenched in sweat. So I'll wake up, I'll come to like sitting in a chair in the garage chilling, or in my room on a computer or whatever, and I'll come to and just drenched in sweat. I'm always drenched in sweat whenever I have a seizure. But I drink a shit ton of liquids. like I got 3 drinks right here, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, it's got me a little worried because I have to choose between seizures or people not wanting to be around me. So it's like, shit, what do you pick? So I picked seizures. I go to my doctor here, my neurologist, the 14th for my, I have to do this is like every 6 months he wants me to do an EEG. So that sucks because every time I do one, I take a piss, and then the minute they get all the shit hooked up, and fucking all that shit that takes forever, I fucking immediately have the feeling of having to pee, and of course I'm not gonna stop the guy what we're doing. So I sit there just thinking about how I have to pee for fucking 45 minutes an hour. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't really. It's one of those things where it's like I tried to ignore it for years because I didn't want to have seizures. The world doesn't work that way. But yeah, I didn't even want to have seizures. I didn't want to be. I didn't want the epilepsy thing. I still don't even like saying it. I usually don't. I just say I have seizures. I don't know. Just because there's like people that have them like constantly. And I just have medication they take. Without medication they get pretty like a few a month. Well, more than a few a month, but lately it's been because I had to raise my medication again for a little bit because my doctor asked me to. She was like, hey, can you just hold out and take your regular dose till you go to the neurologist? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then after about 2 or 3 days of doing that, I was like, nope. I already ruined a couple friendships. So, yeah, I'm not trying to take, I don't know. I gotta figure it out when I go to the neurologist and see what he says. Because that shit just makes my temper horrible. Like, wake up pissed off, and that shit sucks. Waking up pissed off every day. So, anticonvulsants suck. I know, like, basically, it makes sense because it's, it's something that affects your brain, obviously. So it makes sense, it fucks you up, but it's fucking insane how much that shit just mentally screws you up. Where is it? Adderall. Okay, let's see if I can. Yeah, this medication right here, I fucking hate. That medication sucks ass, bro. I fucking hate that shit. It's honestly, it's like the same side effects I had as Keppra, bro. So I don't know if it's just anticonvulsants bring out my temper or something, but I don't like taking anticonvulsants at all. They fucking suck because you get worked up. And it's usually hard to calm down. You usually have to go for a long walk in the desert or something. Just to like not fucking feel fucking pissed at everything. So I like my neurologist I'm not the biggest fan of either. He's not the greatest doctor. I'm gonna switch soon, but he's an odd guy, and he doesn't feel like he really gives a shit about any of his patients. And I say this because he was very like I mean, I get it. Like, no, the seizure thing, the doctors aren't gonna have really the answers for most of the time unless there's like an obvious reason. But he just felt like he just had, like, he had no answers. So I get that, but it's like it was almost like he just wanted like to hurry up, get me out of there, because it was like, I had told him already that I was having difficulties with the medication. So he told me to lower my dose and see how that works. To be fair, I should have called him or made an appointment months ago. But I don't like being the guy that fucking bugs the doctors and makes them fucking do this and that. I try to make myself as easy on the doctor as I can. So a lot of times that I don't like going to the doctor. So a lot of times I just end up whatchamacallit? I end up I end up just waiting for my appointment. It's just, I really, besides picking up my Adderall prescription, I really don't do doctors. Like heartburn medicine, Adderall, and now seizure medication. I know there's like I think there's 5 other medications, or there's 5 medications I think total, anticonvulsants for clonic-tonic seizures. Tonic-clonic, I never remember that brand though, which is sad, but that's because I just always call them grandma because it's easier. Tonic, because you got the tonic phase and the clonic phase. Tonic-clonic? Yeah, tonic-clonic. I don't know, my brain ain't working right now, so. Sorry. Okay, let's see about doing this bitch. Boom. And then make this out of cobblestone. I really don't like all this disability shit, because even though I'm all kind of, even though I have seizures and ADHD, I don't feel like I'm disabled, Hold on, I need my lighter. Where is my lighter? Where did I put my lighter? Do I not have a lighter in my pocket? Where did I put the, did I put it? Oh, okay, right there, down here. Alright. My hash joint. Weed mixed with a bunch of hash I have. I only got a little bit left though. Oops. I got a little bit left though. But camera sucks, but got some hash. I had a lot more, but didn't smoke it. Okay. So I think finding something that I enjoy was a good thing. See if I can just take this shit off. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Okay. So yeah, let's do this. It's getting there. I need to glue it onto some cardboard. Because I don't want to warp on me. So, this is my little nice put on. Nice and flat, easy to get hot glue off. Yeah. Okay. Measure for size comparison. Okay. Now we can do this. This. Yeah. And cut this cardboard so we can keep this thing straight. Yeah, we're gonna make it a tiny bit bigger than this. And this is a crafting table, so I don't give a fuck about cutting it. It's actually a sewing table that the neighbor at the street who's moved to California. Really nice old guy. He was Japanese, so he didn't speak very good English. But he was a nice older man. He was really fucking cool. He no! I just blew all that shit out. Oh, stay calm. Don't get pissed. So, you're a bunch of weed anyway, so, okay, so, really cool older dude. He had, this Einstein poster. He had a bunch of shit. His garage door was open, and, for free, and I was like, oh, the Einstein thing? Yeah, dude, that's dope, let me get, so, you know, he was trying to get me to take, like, everything, because the more he got rid of, the less, he would have to pay to move. So I got 2 bookshelves, short bookshelves that are in here. I got this table. I got a fucking sewing machine, a Singer sewing machine. It's a 19, oh god, 19, it was pre-World War II. I can't remember what the exact year was, but it's got crazy cool decal design on it. Technically it's my mom's, but it's technically both of ours. So we got that. I mean, that's the $700 sewing machine alone. Very nice old man, like I said. The 2 bookshelves, I got this table, and then I should have grabbed a couple more bookshelves. To be honest, he had like 3 more. I got the Einstein photo. I got that light up there, which I also put on. I had a strap. I'll show it in a minute. But I had a strap because the phone's on the charger, and it's not a ratchet strap, or a pull-through strap. I don't even know where it came from, but it works perfect to be able to raise and lower the light. So I can just so I hooked this up like this so that you can lower it. The light source. And that way you can work. I was thinking that for like painting. It's gonna be really nice to lower that all the way. But I love having that little thing I can raise and lower. It's really cool and helpful to be able to raise and lower. I use it for cleaning my gun and my friend's gun. Which I am a stickler for the rules with that shit. I don't know if it's because I was in the Army National Guard and you go to regular boot camp. So like carrying your weapon the proper way and not fucking being a flashy boy with it, you know. Yeah, I just follow the rules, you know. I don't want that shit taken away or get in trouble. You know, like dangerous trouble. I mean, technically it was organic DUI, that got luckily dropped to. I forgot, I got dropped to something, but that was 11 years ago, 12 years ago, and that was the last thing I got in trouble for was organic DUI. And yes, it did say organic DUI on the paperwork, which was freaking hilarious, I thought. Cause like, oh, it's organic, but I got DUI. But it was funny because when I guess it was kind of funny. Don't endorse this. I was young and stupid. Okay, so I was leaving my homie's house and I had rolled a blunt for the ride home. You know, it was like 3 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning. Nobody was on the road. This was like he was already on the edge of the town, and I was hotboxing that blunt, and I was at a light. And a fucking squad car rolls up behind me, fucking flashes the lights, right? Fucking, so he gets up to my window, and I roll down the window, and I already knew it was just gonna be bad, and this shit just wafted in the cop's face. But to be fair, he was hella cool about it, as far as like, you know, he joked about it, he thought it was kind of funny. You know, he's pretty cool about it. But don't want to do that again. I mean, I haven't smoked and drive since then because of that shit. It ain't worth it. Just wait till you get home. You really need in smoke that bad? No, yeah. So, yeah, the cop. I was at a stop or at a light, waiting for it to turn green, and just like. Fuck, I'm fucked. Whoop, 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 that's the sound of the police. So, yeah, that was when I was 25. So I don't do any of that shit no more, like that, because it's it ain't worth it. Oh shit, I forgot I was gluing the bottom on. Well, let's glue this last one on. And then we'll glue the base down. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I'm not a big fan of how that is ingoing, right? Maybe like that, yeah. That's better. So, I mean, I'm leaning this. Besides one picture, I mean a couple pictures, but this is based on one person's design that I saw. As far as just the cobbles, well, he did his differently, but it sparked the idea to do this. Not super different, but I thought it was a cool way of doing it. So yeah, I don't remember the name of the channel that I saw that shit on. Or it wasn't a channel, I'm sorry. It might have been, because a lot of those images on Google connect to YouTube, but fucking, I didn't check to see if it did, but yeah, I just looked at a few pictures, and this is what I ended up with. So let's get this glued down to this base so we can not worry about it warping, hopefully. Yeah, I need to get a new hot glue gun. I don't know if I want the bigger ones though, necessarily. I think I just want the wireless one. I need to get the bigger sticks. I used to glue these together, but sometimes it didn't work out. That was when I was younger. Okay. I mean, probably enough glue. Yeah. God damn it. Stupid freaking screen hot glue. It's a love-hate relationship with hot glue. It's a love-hate relationship. There we go. Now, while that dries, let's keep going on these cobblestones. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go like that. Kind of eyeballing it all because I kind of wanted to give it that rough look. And I don't know. It's just like kind of like, you know, learning what works, what techniques I can do, and all that. Burn the shit out of myself with a hot glue gun, because if you don't do that, then you're definitely not doing modeling right. Because burning your fingers or burning your hand is an essential part of building this kind of shit. I used to love building forts for G.I. Joes out of popsicle sticks. That shit was dope. And now I'm doing this, which is cool. I'd love to be able to do this for a living, but that I am not even close to good enough for. But maybe after learning some of this shit for a while, you know, kind of wanna get into making these different ones. I want to make like a next one I think I'm gonna do is either I had plans to do a big treehouse build or some kind of 40K build. I don't know what though. Let's do this. Let's go like that. That way we can go like this and stay like that. Yeah, I mean it's getting there. I think it's looking good. Don't know what I'm actually building inside of it, but whatever it is, it's gonna have a wall. And I think I'm gonna go with the witch's house. I do have a bleached and cleaned the top half of a rabbit skull I found in the desert buried. It was already like bleached from the sun, so it was old, but I thought about making that like a kind of stick out of the ground, like partially, and make it look like it was an ancient creature that you know, this is a skeleton buried here, or do it on the witch doctor's house, like the entrance. Love it. Okay, where is it? Let me drink some liquids. I know I'm really bad at this, but it's more of, I don't know, kind of like this feeling of like archiving. At least like, there's something about like, you know, when you have, it's something like you know, when you die, you just die to me, you know, it's like a sleepless dream, or dreamless sleep, you know. I can't remember the exact quote, but there's a great quote. It's you know, basically saying, you know, don't be afraid, because it's just gonna be, you're not even gonna know, you know. You're just gonna be, you know. And I think I don't want to get into it, but I think that you know, I think that's what happens. I think it's just like when you go to dreamless sleep, like when you go to sleep and you just wake up and go on with your day. None the wiser. So I always thought of it like that. Okay, let's do that. God, I hope I don't get bit by a scorpion out here. That's gonna have to get trimmed a little. Or we can kind of do that. Okay. Let's do this. Maybe, I don't know, it kind of helps just to be able to like talk to no one. It's just the fact in general that I'm it just feels like a nice way to talk to yourself. Not yourself, but it's a nice way to like talk out your problems and not feel like you're just fucking going crazy talking to yourself. You know, sometimes it's just a nice feeling to talk. You know, I don't have many friends, and I spend a lot of time in my head. So, you know, sometimes just talking out loud is something I need. You know, and you don't have friends, it helps. I got a couple friends, but there's a game workshop down the street, so I'm hoping to find some people, but I really need to paint my armies, and I really want to get 40k, which I was going to do Black Templar, but it seems like a lot of people do Black Templar. I could be wrong. Somebody in the community tell me. But, and then I thought the Death Watch was cool, and the Space Wolves are kind of cool, but I know it seems like people think they're kind of lame, but I think they're kind of cool. So, screw you guys, because I'm better than you. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody's better than anyone. Well, unless you're like a horrible, like, you know, do horrible things and stuff, then it's different, but for the most part, people are just good. Or, I mean, not good. Lost my train of thought. That's happening a lot lately. I don't remember what I was talking about. But yeah, it's almost therapeutic. You know, it's like, even if nobody's listening, it feels like you're talking out your problems. And the therapist sucks. I hate therapists. The last two, the one, I left calling the ladies names. Not proud of that. And then the other one, I just argued with the guy the whole time, and he was like, "Yeah, you're just gonna argue with me this whole time." Well, he didn't say that; he worded it different. But yeah, you can just fucking leave. He didn't say fuck, but he was like, "You're free to go if you want." Fuck yeah, dude. But I swear they all have like this playbook of their immediate responses. Let's put you on Zoloft or fucking Prozac or Wellbutrin. No. You just, like, when my ADHD's on your patrol, like right now, I don't have that much of a problem unless my seizure medication dose is I have to raise it. But when it's, I'm not dealing with the difficulties from, you know, the seizure medication, I, really notice, that are all helping. I have a lot of problem with racing thoughts and stuff. That's why I have problem sleeping a lot. And so I take, a 20 milligram in the morning, a 20 milligram in the afternoon, and a 10 milligram at night to help me sleep. So with Adderall, if just because you have ADHD doesn't mean Adderall is going to make you sleepy. It's usually when your body gets used to the dose. So mine are all instant release. It's when more like when your body gets used to the dose. It just you just get the therapeutic effects like the slowing of train of thoughts and shit. Let's see. It's I don't know what time it is. 11:20. So yeah, I took my last Adderall. I think at 5 or 6. But I slept from midnight to 7 a.m. yesterday, which was like the longest sleep I've had in like years. Not years. I once or twice I would say like total maybe 5 or 6 times a year I get sleep like that. I need to start doing, I keep saying it, but I need to start doing like yoga or stretching or something, because that really was helping when I was doing that, because like when I wake up in the morning I can't just like lay in my bed and be like, oh, this is so comfortable. Usually when I wake up I'm in excruciating pain, so I normally don't lay in my bed for very long when I wake up because of the pain. Like right now my back is all messed up. I should not be sitting in this crappy chair. I should have put the master chair over. I'm thinking about bringing my computer fucking chair down here. Alright, let's see how it's looking. So that's 3 layers. I'm gonna do 1 more, because with 4, you know, should I do the final layer like this, or should I keep it that size? That's a good idea, kinda. We're gonna think about that. So I'm gonna try to avoid ones that are that pre-cut to that size. Where am I? Okay, right here. I think are gonna do this easier way. I think I'm gonna. No, no, we're just not gonna do it the easy way. Actually, we are going to cut this. This is got hot glue or something on it, because this thing's cutting like shit. Can I salvage this? Yes, I can. I think I'm gonna cover it with the PVA glue, sand, PVA glue, and paint mixture. I think is what I'm gonna do on this. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's pre-cut for something. What about you? You are not today. Or keep nodding. Okay. Kind of eyeballing these. So we'll see how many I fuck up from eyeballing them. Okay. Okay. Now let's see how we can get this going. I mean, I think it's turning out good. I could be biased, but it's not the worst. I've never done this before, this method, so, or this, really in general. Again, I'm new to this, like completely new. The only thing I built ever was those little crappy castle wall when I was a kid, and it was out of wood, and it was just a wood board with ends on it, and then a top, and then a little, slits for the bowman, and a door, which we had to make a special rule because my friend's troll couldn't even fit through the door. So that's why on this board, or this castle, I got a big old fucking gate. And I'm thinking about putting where they can dump oil, do the pots, and where they can dump the oil down. Oh, look at that. That is fucking like it was made to go there. Okay. Just trim the tiniest off. Yeah, boy. Alright, now, let's see. I'm gonna check it because I know it fits. Okay, they already checked the ones. Okay. I think it's turning out good. So let's finish this cobblestone shit so I can try and go to bed. It doesn't take that long if you just like weren't, doing the way I was doing and just cut, strips from a fucking fresh piece and all that. But I have fresh pieces, but I've been saving these up because I thought they'd be cool because I wanted it to be, kind of a rough texture. So this works perfect. Damn. This is perfect little thing to recycle. So whenever I get little pieces like something like this, well, I'm getting new to the hobby. I'm saying this like I do this all the time. So what I've been doing since I started building these is if I get a piece like this, I'll take it and I'll cut this thing off. And then I'll cut again, and then I'll save those two. And that's what I've been doing as far as, what was I talking about? What were we talking about? So we're just gonna ignore that. I don't remember. Oh, I think I was talking about those things. Yeah, so instead of throwing all this shit away, save it up and you'll have enough to build a little model. Well, originally they were planned to use to make like I was gonna do like the really long but hard method of building a castle where you build a whole castle like this way. Or you do it with them stacked this way. Probably, I'm guessing they use a piece of cardboard. And, I could be wrong, but it seems like a viable way to do it. That's kind of how I started doing on that. Alright, let's get this done. I keep fucking so we're gonna go ahead and get this shit really done. Nice whole thing. Alright. Really want to get into 40K. I was gonna get Black Templars when I got my tax return, but I ended up having to use it for actual stuff, like living stuff. So that kind of got me bummed out and didn't want me to really get back into this. And then this was like a year ago or whatever. I don't even fucking remember. And where are we going with this? Oh yeah, for like, yeah, it would have been when I was working at Walmart, and she just like kind of crushed it for me for a while. So, and especially because I always figured like Lord of the Rings people playing would be way harder to find than Warhammer people. I don't know, but I feel like way more people are going to be playing Warhammer than Lord of the Rings strategy game. Too thin. I want to work with it. It's okay to have a few thin ones, because again, I want, texture to it, which we are getting. And let's do this. Hold on. Where is the cutting board? Alright. And we're going to put this right here because it doesn't matter. Flat surface, and don't cut torque yourself like an idiot, like I just did, but I didn't cut myself. this knife because you don't have to do the screw. Although this ones, I have a couple of the ones where you screw them on, they do feel way more solid. I'll give you that though. But these are nice for modeling because you're not really pressing that hard, and easy to change is the big one. Alright. Damn, that's sharp. Yeah. That and dull knives are dangerous. Dull knives are super dangerous because they require you to push down. Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, perfect fit, and I didn't even mean to do that. Alright, alright, alright. I'm gonna make a bunch of pre-built balls real quick for this. I mean, things. Okay. I need you like I need a man here. Dude, get one, I covered the roof. Okay, let's see if we can get this. Okay, so let's see if we can get this one the right size. It is. Yeah. Strip the paper on it. So we can use it. Yeah, I'm glad I watched some videos on how to do some of that stuff. I watched a video on how to make your own flocking, which worked out good. It was using hemp twine cut very fine. Then the other method that I ended up actually doing the board was the dollar store had bags of like summer or spring mix moss. And that's what it is. It's just chopped up really, really fine and put through a sieve. And then voila, you get fucking, you get your food. You get your thing. Bam. Bam. That's not good going down. I should have probably measured some of these, but yeah, we don't need to. Measuring's for whips, bro. No, I'm trying to keep it kind of rustic, rough looking. So where are we at? This one? Okay, this is the last level for over here. It's the fourth cobblestone. Yeah, that's perfect. Any taller and it'll start looking weird. Oh man, like it fucking wants to be there. Perfect. It just needs a little clean. Where's my fucking... Ah, there it is. Let's switch this out for something a little bit more useful for this. Well, that other one's useful too, but something different. I don't want to use. Just because that one's starting to get dull. Because these are X-Acto knives from Dollar Tree. And stamped out of the cheapest metal they could fucking find. And then they pissed on it to make it even weaker. Don't ask how. Ow! But science is real. Yeah, come here. Dude, what the fuck is with this knife? Okay, there you go. Yeah, I cut myself. I got a first aid kit though. Actually, I didn't even cut myself. It's just a poke. But I like a first aid kit right here. Yeah. Along with Vaseline. I do have a baggie of putting Q-tips. So clean, but I'm gonna grab a rag. Just a little bit. Alright. Grab this. That didn't stay that sharp all the time. Okay. So we're gonna ignore that for a minute so we can get this going. Okay. Where were we before we were rudely interrupted by me cutting myself by accident? Not cutting myself, actually. I poked myself. But that was enough. That thing is sharp when you get out of the package. But yeah, like I said, it's the cheapest steel they probably found in China. Or that China had the offer, and they were like, yeah, let's stamp this, sell it. Yeah, that's why you can go online and buy like 100 pack of these for like $3 on Temu. Which I've always wanted to just spend like, because I've never bought anything, so I got all those new, if I go on, I got those whatever bullshit new customer things, whether or not any of them actually pay out. I'm guessing. So on my first buy, so that I can collect all that shit, I was thinking about how cool it would be to just spend like $1,000 on just, random stuff, and just seeing how much of it came out. Some of that stuff probably, if you spend that much money, I'm sure you're gonna find at least a couple good things, you'd think. But who knows? It's like this. But yeah, I thought that would be dope. Just first time buying stuff from Temu, drop like $500, $1,000, and just get tons of random shit, see what's good and what's not. I wanted to get, tons of different things. It would be nice to have a grinder, but with the sander and polishing attachments and all that, which I do have. Polishing wheels still, but my grinder I got rid of when I got rid of a bunch of my tools when I moved. So when part of it was because my dad had a gambling problem at the time. But when we lost our, so we lived in a nice house for about 4 years of my life. My dad was doing financially good, but most of our life we were paycheck to paycheck. I still have a memory of my mom on the phone crying to somebody. I think it was probably my grandma, about not having any money to get us clothes for school and stuff. So my grandma and grandpa used to send, so they each send 200, 100 for each of us, so we'd end up with, or no, we only got $100, I think. No, we got 200. But that was to get shoes, clothes, everything. Which, I know a lot of people don't even get anything. But, that was thanks to my grandparents. Well, they're divorced. Not my dad's parents. They're my Nana. And I don't think she ever sent me a single gift. And I only met her once. But she had 16 kids. Whatchamacallit, 9 of them are my dad's full-blooded siblings. 6 of them are half-siblings. And my grandfather, on my dad's side, died of a massive heart attack walking out of a bar. Which my dad said he has no clue how my grandpa even functioned, or how he lived for so long. So his schedule, he was in the army for over 20 years, I believe. So that's why my dad was born in Nuremberg, Germany. So what he would do is, back to what my grandpa would do. Polish as shit, dude. This fool was pure Polish. And what he would do is he'd wake up early, go to his military, do his army thing, come home, shower, change, go to the bar where he worked and also drank, to the point where they had a stool with his name on it, which is just sad. And then he would spend, basically all night till like 1 or 2 in the morning, fucking drinking and working at the bar. He'd come home, sleep for about 3 or 4 hours, and then he would go off to military and do it again. And my dad said he did that fucking, as long as he was living there. My dad left home at 14, I believe, or maybe 12. My grandfather was very abusive, man. Like, people that think, that's why it's annoying when you hear people like, oh, that person's fucking, when people like think that they're being abused or like harmed or whatever, because people say the mean things to them. Not that that's, it's not great to be called mean things, but like my dad was on a road trip and he had to pee, and my grandfather wouldn't pull over, and so my dad ended up peeing himself, so my grandpa pulled over the car to beat him. That's abuse, not some of this other shit you see that people fucking claim. And I think it's harmful to people that actually were victims. When people that, my dad yelled at me, I must so abused. No, you're not. You probably did something stupid. Like, I earned every time I got yelled at. Like, when I used to get in trouble at school, if I got yelled at or my mom would just be like, good. I would never, I never complained about it, but I would think it's funny. But if everybody just focused on their people that surround them and their loved ones, this place would be pretty good, Okay. Yeah, I'm slowing down, it seems like. Okay, let's go turbo now. Let's get this done, alright? I just keep getting distracted. But, yeah, and the family would, speak Polish a lot around the kids, so they couldn't understand what they were talking about, and they weren't supposed to learn Polish. My aunt, and besides my aunt, I think my dad's the only one that learned some Polish. He also learned German when he was in Nuremberg, because he lived in Nuremberg, Germany, till he was 7. He was born in 1954, and so they didn't have any English schools for American kids, so my dad went to a German school for a couple of years. But yeah, he left house when he was like 12, I think, maybe 14. It might have been 14, and worked. I actually got to see where he lived when I went up. So he's from this tiny ass fucking like tiny town in upstate New York. Like, you can see the windmills and stuff from Canada from there. So upstate New York area, very small town. Like, there's a bar, and the one where my grandpa died walking out of and worked at, a gas station, which we were gonna try and get in and see if we could get, if the stool was still there to get the stool, but then we were like, fuck it, cause yeah, and we went over to where the boats and stuff were, and my uncle pointed to it was like a 2-story building or dock right on the dock thing, and he lived in the top floor when he was doing fiberglass for boats, sanding it and stuff. And he said that it was so painful that he would just lay in bed and just like cry because of how bad it was. And fuck, like the few experiences I've had with fiberglass, that shit sucks. So like, there's this shit called fiberboard for roofing, and holy shit, there's one day where the person that loaded the truck on the conveyor truck pushed the stacks completely together, and we were craning these, so they weren't all together, but they didn't give a big enough gap, and these were getting craned up. So to get the straps under, I had to stick my arm in there and shredded the fuck out of it. So bad. Luckily, I got back to work and I didn't even say anything, and my boss was like, you need to go home and go take a cold shower. Because, yeah, take a cold shower if you ever get fiberglass. And then don't take a hot one. So that was pretty chill. Ow, motherfucker. But I rather have worked. It was pretty. Let's see how it's going. I mean, ignore the thing hanging from it. Okay, so I don't think it's too bad for a first timer. But let's see. Yeah, I think that's perfect size. I have no clue what I'm gonna. I mean, I have a couple ideas, but I don't know what I want to build. Inside the retainer, I just made a fucking 30-minute project into a long ass time. Oh well. It's alright. Yeah, we're gonna try and keep it at an hour and a half, so we got 20 minutes to finish this. No problem. No problem. Ow. Alright. Let's get this done. A little bit more. This is better. I know cutting it is only faster too. But I cut through my rubber mat. Fucking the stupid rubber mat for cutting on. I cut through it. What the fuck? I'm gonna burn myself again. Alright. Let's see if I can get this done quick. I don't know even what I'm talking about or why I just keep ranting about different shit. But it's whatever. It's probably shit that, you know, I just sound like I'm rambling. I'm really bad at talking sometimes. But yeah, so if there's any guys out there, girls or whatever, that are into doing this and want to play a game, meet up at fucking the game workshop or whatever. Play a fucking game. Although I'm probably gonna, besides playing with friend, I got a friend that wants to learn. I'm probably gonna wait till I have my army painted, at least my high elves, since that's the army I usually use, because their bowmen are fucking awesome. Unless the rules have changed, because I haven't kept up. I'm guessing they're basically the same. So, I need to look that up. I was gonna look up Warhammer anyways, because I have no clue how to play that one either. Okay, I think it's coming together pretty nice. Let's do this. Like that. Yeah, let's go like that. There we go, that's better. Now that we're almost done for the night. Okay. Let's get this going. And it's we're on the 4th level for both sides. And then we're going to call it for the night. So let's do this. Let's get these things cut. Let's Yes, I am guesstimating. But that's the fun with something like this, that you want kind of like, I mean, this was made out of cobblestones, so obviously they're going to get different shapes and sizes, especially if it means they don't have to cut the piece. So we're going to glue that on. And so yeah, 9 months without opiates or heroin. It's it took a long time for my body to know what to do. So I was experiencing pause for a long ass time. I was still kind of feeling the withdrawals. Like about 5 months after, I was still like kind of fucked up. I probably could have sped it up by stretching and all that. I'm telling you, like, that shit works so well. I know what to do, but I don't do it kind of deal. Like that meme where it's like me when I give advice to my friend that I don't follow myself. And it's like, yep, that sounds about right. Let's see if I do this. So, ow. That directly burnt me. So, I'm doing this little cobblestone. It's on the 3rd level though. This one's too thin. Let's see. Let's do this. Yeah. Free hands and shit. Yeah. It's about yay wide. See if I can peel it off. Sorry, my back is hurting, so I'm like all over the place. Okay. Milo's tea. Fire. That shit is bomb. Alright, this is gonna work. But you clean, you shorten it a little bit on this fatter side. Alright, now that's golden. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the not idiotic thing and make a bunch of them at once instead of doing as I go. Well, to be fair, I should have made it the same size as those other ones, but they were too wide to me. Okay, let's turn a little bit more off this. Okay, perfect. Alright, this thing is getting there. Almost done. Fuck yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's like 100 degrees up. So, let's definitely want to get this done. Okay. And then I'm just kind of roughing them a little bit up. Trying not to get my glue finger on there. Alright. Time for another glue stick. So far, I've used, I think, 1. It might have been 2. I don't remember. But either way, not much hot glue to this, obviously. And I got that little gap right there. Okay, let's tear this paper off. And we're gonna make some more, so we don't have to keep stopping. What do I got? So that's on level 4. That's on level 4. Is right here. They're both okay. And then they're almost all on level 3, so it's really not that much left to do. So we might as well just cut a bunch of them up at once. Is this the right size? Yep. So we're gonna call it right there. Let's get this cleared. Let's pull this down. Fuck, it's hot, dude. I need to start doing this in my house till fucking it cooled off. Of course, all my shit's out here, but I can do like this foam stuff inside the house. You know. So all you need is a hot glue gun, foam, and knives to do it. Okay, 9 minutes. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Bob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Okay. Okay. Let's make 2 more strips of this so we can finish this. So. Let's go right there. Look at that. Like a professional. Okay. So this should be enough to finish this. Cobblestone. Alright. Glue. Stick. I have to go through on the edges, but I'll do that after the glue dries. Forgot to rough up the edges and stuff. Alright, let's see. Almost done. So I'm actually fucking getting kind of tired. And this is just about done. I could have finished this so much quicker if but you know, it's not about speed. Sometimes it's about enjoying the process. I think it's pretty cool, especially making it into a witch's house. Inside of it, I think it's a good starting platform to build something out of it. I think we're gonna do witch's house. just shy. Okay, so we need one more strip for this. And then we're good on this. So that one fell off, so that might be so like that there. So we'll call that down right there. So we're going off track there. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, this one we want to go like. So I want to do this first one. So I want to, alternate like that. Right? Oh, look at that, 2 more pieces. So let's go like this. Turned out pretty damn good for my standards. Well, for being a new person. Let's see. Let's get these final 2 pieces on. Let's start with the U. Yeah, I knew it wasn't gonna fit, but there's a reason to clean up that other edge. Okay. Bam. Now, get this on there. And alright, now I don't like that one because it has, I cut it at an angle, so we're going to do this. Ow. Yeah, the problem with this light, when you're 6'1", you hit your head on it. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let me start using this camera more. Alright. Okay, so put that off there, put that off there. So this is the first step towards making this into something that I can either do this, or obviously it'll be done, but yeah, I think it looks good. Maybe, I don't know, is it too tall? Does it look too big? I think it looks right. But I think we can do a witch's house with this or something. It's my first time, so I think maybe the scale wasn't perfect or something. I don't know. I mean, it looks like the entrance to something like the cemetery is probably what I'm gonna do because of thick walls and shit. It just kind of says that to me, screams that. Hold on, let's unplug the heat again. So I'm going to say that's it. We are at 1 hour 30 minutes.